Object Automation company, we have conducted this workshop for skill development for students' benefit. So now I welcome our resource persons of the day, Mr. Madan Kartheesan sir from Object Automation company. Sir is a very good resource person, well known in natural language processing and machine learning. I hope the students will get benefit from machine learning and natural language processing and artificial intelligence concept from our resource person. Students, please try to understand this is a program organized for your benefit, your cooperations and your interest, your interactions is very much required. So please interact the resource persons. If you have any query, you may ask query. They are ready to provide the help to develop any AI applications in future. The aim of this program or the objective of the program is the students will do the internship in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and also to develop their projects in the same domain. So this is our objective. So that's what we are opening the eyes of the students. Eye-opening session of this workshop. We are supporting from I think Object Automation company supporting us. We are always working to develop the student skill. Thanks for the Object Automation company and our resource person Madan Kartheesan sir. Thank you everyone, and I congratulate Professor Syamala ma'am. She initiated and organized the program, and the coordinators of the program, Dr. Suganya ma'am, Dr. Chandran, and Kavita ma'am. They are also past 1 week. They are rigorously working and they continuously bring the students to this platform to get benefits. So I appreciate all the staff members' effort and interest. Thank you very much. And so students, please listen the session and interact with the resource person. Thank you everyone. Yes, madam. Madam.
Madan sir, you can start actually, I believe.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, all. Good morning, students. I thank the SRM Institute of Science and Technology, College of Science and Humanities. And I thank the convener, Dr. Agastya, who gave a brief introduction about me. Thanks, sir. I also thank the coordinators, Dr. T.S. Suganya, Dr. S. Jayachandran, Mrs. P.M. Kavita, and also Professor Shyamala. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for giving us an opportunity, and also giving us an opportunity to present and interact with the students. So today I'm going to talk about natural language processing. Before that, I'll give you a brief introduction about object automation. I'm a technical lead in Object Automation Software Solutions Pvt. Limited. It is a Chennai-based company. So I'll just give a brief introduction what is object automation is doing. Okay, if you can see the PowerPoint slide, these are the courses we offer, and we also are a business partner with IBM, Azure, Microsoft Azure, and Hewlett Packard Enterprise, HPE, in short, which is HPE. So with these companies, we have tie-ups, and we also provide the hardware support and necessary software support from these three companies. In addition to that, we provide these are the courses we offer. First is the Python programming. As you know, Python programming is one of the most used languages nowadays. Okay, so everybody has to be skilled in Python programming. So we teach Python programming. In addition, we also offer a course in data science. So what does data science covers? It covers the core Python. Plus, in addition to that, we also teach the machine learning concepts. So in machine learning, there are two main things: regression and classification. So we cover all the machine learning algorithms which talks about classification and regression. Next, we also teach quantum computing, OpenStack. Then there is a thing called BioPython. So now most of the things are in web-based. We use internet now. Everybody uses internet. So there is a security issue with internet. Like a lot of hacking are happening. Like you can see with banks and many things, there are many hacking is happening. So to prevent that, there is a thing called cyber security. So this course teaches you how to prevent those things. Okay, as if you go to any organization, all the organization will have a cyber security professional, because it is one of the most most important position because he is in charge for preventing any internet-based mischiefs. Okay, similar. I talked about one second. So in data science, we talk about Python programming and machine learning. There's another thing called deep learning. For example, machine learning is a basic thing. Deep learning, we talk about neural networks. So what is a neural network? For example, we as a human, we have a brain. Okay, so our brain is connected to various parts through neuron. Similarly, in the deep learning model, there is a thing called perceptron. We do our analysis based on neural networks. It is similar to like our human body. Then today I'm going to talk about natural language processing. So what is natural language processing? In short, it is NLP. So for example, natural language processing talks about human languages, like we speak English or Tamil. So when you speak or write, when you speak to your friend, you speak to him in English or Tamil, okay. So when you speak to him, he replies to you based on what? He is able to understand your sentence, okay. Or example, or if you're sending an email to a person, he is replying to you. On what basis he is replying to you? Is able to understand what you have said in the email, like is able to understand the English or any language, okay. So based on the understanding, is replying to your email. Similarly, he speaks to you, he responds to you based on what you speak. So as a human, we know the grammar of any language. We know what this what is the sentence is, and what is the meaning of the sentence, and accordingly we speak. But how does a machine understand? You understand? So how does a machine understand what you're trying to say or what you're trying to write? Machine has to respond to your writing, or if you're speaking, machine has to reply to you. Okay. So how does a machine do? So this involves NLP. So the basic thing, those days we started with NLTK. There is a library called. There are many libraries for NLTK. The main thing is NLTK. Basic thing is NLTK. But now we have NLP algorithms like BERT GPT. Okay, so we also teach natural language processing. So data science, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, and there is another thing called computer vision. So it talks about image. For example, like object detection. There is a thing called computer vision. We also teach computer vision. Then now we know there is a very important concept called cloud computing. Since like most of the organizations now they have the data or anything in the cloud because it saves time. It does not require maintenance, and it is also very user friendly, very cost effective. So most of the data are not in the premises; it is in the cloud. So like most of the we have like Google GCP, Google Cloud Platform, Amazon Web Services, Azure, Microsoft Azure. These are the main important cloud providers, cloud service providers. So now Microsoft Azure is one of the very important cloud service provider. So we have a course on data engineering on Microsoft Azure, and we also have a course on Kubernetes. So people want to data science combines Python plus machine learning. If people want to learn in batches, first they want to take Python, then they can even take machine learning in different batches. Okay. Next is Tableau. What is Tableau? For example, most of the people will be using Microsoft Office Excel. What does Excel do? We need Excel to calculate our data. Okay, Excel has only 10 lakh rows. Okay, Excel maximum it has 10 lakh rows. But nowadays, our data is you have large data, and we at times we perform calculation for more than 1 billion. 1 billion means more than 100 crores. So Excel cannot perform such huge data. Okay, you cannot calculate. It has only limitation. It can calculate only up to 10 lakh rows. So there is a thing called business intelligence tool. Okay, so business intelligence tools like Tableau and Power BI. We also teach Power BI is from Microsoft. 60% of the Power BI is open source, whereas for Tableau you have to pay to get a subscription. So Tableau, this business intelligence tools is also very highly demandable. It's a highly demandable skill, and also you have more job opportunities. Okay, so Tableau and Power BI. So these are the things. These are the things we provide. In addition to that, we provide internships for the final year students. Like if they want some assistance in projects or any internship, we also provide for the final year students. Okay. So with this, I conclude this slide. I'll go to my main agenda. So I have a PowerPoint presentation. Once my first part will be I'll be talking about the PowerPoint presentation slide. Then I have today as my in NLP there are many use cases. So I'm going to talk about a use case called sentiment analysis. Okay. So once I finish my PowerPoint presentation, I'll be going into my Jupyter notebook. I have some Python code. So need not worry about the code. I'll just explain in NLP what are the pre-processing steps we do when you pass a text for the model. Okay. So thanks. Okay. I suppose everybody is able to see the second slide. Okay. So as I said, yes. So NLP is a part of computer science and artificial intelligence. Okay. So as Professor Agastya said, and this is a 5-day AI workshop. So natural language processing involves computer science plus artificial intelligence. Okay, which deals with human languages because NLP talks about text data. Okay, text data or voice data. So it contains words, sentences. So using these words and sentences by using human languages like English or Tamil, we are going to predict based on text data. So if you can see, I have a Venn diagram. It talks about the data science. So in data science, what are the things involved? If you can see in the center, the Venn diagram, it's a combination of union and intersection. Okay. For example, these are the main skills required for data science. One is programming. So 80-90% of the people use Python for programming. Mostly people who are in statistical analysis, they use R. Okay, so you have two options. Either one is Python, one is R. Okay, but 90% of people use Python for the data science course. Next is maths and statistics. So you need to have some good knowledge on maths and statistics, which you can learn. It's not that much. Just a basic understanding of maths and statistics is required for data science. Next is the communication skill, because when you're doing some project, when you're doing some analysis, you have to present to your boss, your manager. So you require the communication skills. You need to have a presentation skills. So I request the students to develop these 3 skills: presentation skills. Plus, if you have time, try to have some maths and try to gain some mathematics and statistics knowledge, which are related to data science. And as you know, you are good in Python. So understand the coding language is all good. So if you can see these, if you have these 3 things, we can call as a data science, and the person is called a data scientist. But a person who is in computer science and who has business or domain expertise is from a traditional software, like is a programmer or a coder. Okay, and a person who has computer science and a knowledge in maths and statistics is called a machine learning or a machine learning engineer. Okay, and a person who has knowledge in mathematics and statistics and business domain expert, like for example, that you may be working after you finishing your graduation, you may be working in various organizations. Okay, you can classify your organization into many types, like automobile, manufacturing, healthcare. So you have to specialize in your domain. For example, if you are going to work in some automobile industry, you need to know how is the process in automobile, how does it basic things. Okay, then only you can give some solutions to the management. Okay, so a person who does this is called data analysis, and a person whose title is data analyst, business analyst. Okay, so these are the things in data science. Okay, so since I'm going to talk about natural language processing, I'm going to talk about what are the libraries involved for NLP in Python. So as I said earlier, in machine learning, deep learning, computer vision or NLP, we use Python as the program. We use Python as a programming language. So in each NLP, we have many Python libraries. Okay, so we know Pandas is used for data analysis. As I said, okay, because we have data. What is data? Machine learning. Machine learning, everything involves data. So you need to pre-process the data. Plus, in addition to that, you have to analyze the data. So for this purpose, we have a library called Pandas. Next, sklearn. Sklearn stands for scikit-learn. Okay, so in data science, I told you there is a thing called machine learning. Okay, so you can classify your machine learning algorithms into 2 types. One is classification. For example, you would have studied in mathematics, like there is an equation called y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, So this is a equation of a straight line. So where m is the coefficient of x, or you can call the slope of the equation, plus c, which is the intercept. Okay. So in linear, I'll just give a brief introduction about linear regression. Okay. I'll talk about simple linear regression. So y is equal to mx plus c. Y is my dependent variable. X is my independent variable. Okay. So based on x, I'll try to predict y. Okay. When my output is in, so y can take any values between minus infinity to plus infinity. When it is a numerical value, I say it is a linear regression model. Okay. Similarly, there is a thing called classification algorithm. Okay, where my output is going to be binary. If there are only two classes, for example, people, like, once you go out of this college, you will be working for some organization. You will be taking a lot of personal loans, credit cards. Okay, how does a bank do? How does a bank decide whether I can give you personal loan or credit card to you? So they'll consider various factors. Okay, so like, for example, your job title, your income, your number of experience. Okay, so based on that, and CIBIL score. So based on this, they'll decide whether to give you a credit card or a personal loan. Okay. So y is my dependent. What is my y? It will be whether I can give a credit card to this person or not. Yes or no. Okay. Since computer does not understand text, I'll assign yes 1 to yes, no to 0. So this is a binary classification. So I have a y is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2, so on. Each x is an independent variable. X1 can be a CIBIL score, X2 can be your income. Okay, based on various independent features, I'm trying to predict y, which is a dependent variable. So in the case of binary classification, it takes only two values, 1 or 0. 1 means I can provide loan to this person. Okay, so in machine learning, mainly you classify into two types, regression and classification. So for this purpose, in machine learning, there is a library called sklearn, which stands for scikit-learn. Next, in RE, what is RE? It stands for regular expression. For example, if you have a text data, so you take your data from the internet. Okay, it is not unstructured. The main thing, whenever you do NLP, you have to convert the unstructured data into structured data. So how do you do that? You have to remove punctuations, hyphens, semicolon. Okay. So for this purpose, we have a library called regular expression, because your semicolon, full stop, hyphen, these things are not required for our analysis. Okay, we just need the text, and based on the text, we are going to predict. We are going to do some analysis. Okay, so when you're going to do text analysis, you don't require hyphen, punctuation, like semicolon. Okay, for this purpose, this library regular expression is used. Then, as I said earlier, I'm going to use, I'll be, after once I finish my PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to give a use case on sentiment analysis. So what is sentiment analysis? For example, you would have gone to a restaurant, or you would have seen a movie in Netflix or Amazon. Okay. So once you see a movie, there are some options to provide your rating. So on a scale of 1 to 5, you rate the movie. For example, 1 can be poor, 5 can be super. Okay. The 3 being neutral. So instead of giving a rating on a 1 to 5 or giving some star, like for example 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, instead of giving some numerical value or giving some star, you are going to write some words, and you will be saying, like, if you suppose, for example, if you walk into a restaurant, and if the restaurant is asking you to give a review, you will say, actually, if the food is good, you will say the food is good, I like to come to this restaurant. Okay, so you're writing 2 sentences. So based on these two sentences, I'm trying to predict whether it is a positive review or a negative review. So that is called sentiment analysis. It can be done not only for restaurant, for movies also. So you can, like, you would have watched any movies or recent Tamil movies, you could have said the movie is very good. So it is a positive sentiment. Okay, instead of taking a 1 to 5 scale or a star, I'm going to calculate whether this is a positive sentiment or a negative sentiment. This is just a use case of one of the use cases of NLP. Okay, once I finish my PowerPoint presentation, I'll be taking you through sentiment analysis. So next library is GenSim, text box. So these are some of the libraries used for NLP. Next is EDA. So what is EDA? So whenever you have a data set, you have to do some pre-processing, exploratory data analysis. Okay. So for example, in NLP, I'll be talking about, okay, there's a thing called document term matrix, word counts. For example, if you have a sentence, I need to know how many times a word has appeared in this sentence. Okay, so I can give accordingly some weightage to this word. This is for EDA, exploratory data analysis. Whenever, not only for NLP, even machine learning problems also, when you have a data, first thing, because there can be some null values. For example, in the case of machine learning, if you are doing some analysis, any regression or classification, when you get a data set, there can be some null values. So how do you replace those null values? Either you can replace that row, whichever row has null values, you can replace those null values. You can delete those rows, or what you can do, you can substitute with mean of the column. For example, if there are 3 or 4 columns, in whichever column there are some missing values, you can take the mean of this column and you can substitute the mean value for wherever missing values are there in that column. Okay, there are many methods. I just gave you two methods, two things. One is you can delete that, ignore that row. You can delete that row wherever your data is missing, or you can substitute the mean value of that column. Okay, so there are many use cases in use cases in NLP: sentiment analysis, topic modeling, text generation. Okay, so I'm going to talk about sentiment analysis as a use case after the PowerPoint presentation. So, students, you have any doubts until this point?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So please stop me if you have any doubts, or if I'm going fast, or if you're not able to understand. I can also repeat. Okay, I don't mind. So please feel free to stop me. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So as today I'm talking about natural language processing. Okay, NLP. So it contains 3 words: natural language and processing. So natural language means it is about one of the human languages, not a computer language. It is about the one of the human languages. Like, for example, it can be any language like English or Tamil. So what is processing? As a computer science students, you know what is processing. So I'm giving some instructions to the computer text. How does a computer carries out instructions? Okay. So mainly NLP means how to deal with text data. Okay. In machine learning, deep learning, in computer vision, you deal with image processing, object. In the machine learning and deep learning, you deal with text data, not text data, sorry, on numeric any data set. Whereas in NLP, you exclusively deal with text. Okay, that is the main thing. So, so what does natural language processing strives? So it tries to understand and respond to text or voice data. Previously, when you are using Google, like 2 or 3 years before, there was no mic next to the Google search. Whenever you want to do a Google search, what you have to do, you have to key in the text. Okay. So once you key in the text, based on your text, it throws you various website links. It gives you information. Now, what happens? Now you have an option. Instead of typing, there is a mic provided next to the Google search bar. Okay. So using this mic, you can speak. Okay. So what does it do? Is able to convert your voice into text. So sometimes there are some people who have the habit of speaking fast, or their pronunciation may not be good. Google is not able to understand the pronunciation. So in that time, it will throw a different output. So this is what I'm trying to say. Natural processing is trying to understand and respond to text or voice data, like your humans do. For example, I'm speaking now. You're able to respond. Some person, I asked a question whether there is any doubt. So one person respond to me saying that no, sir. Okay, so as a human, I'm interacting with that friend. Okay. Similarly, in Google search or anything, by speaking, I'm able to interact my voice with voice data or text data. The machine is able to give us correct answer. Like when I do anything, for example, if I say computer in using Google Mic, it types Google computer. How is it able to do? It is able to convert voice into text data. Okay, so that is what natural language processing we are trying to do. We are trying to mimic the human. In NLP, the machines are trying to mimic the way the humans speak or write, respond. Okay. So what are the things? In NLP we do? Okay. So NLP combines computational linguistics. So what do you mean by linguistics? Okay. Linguistics means language. So in language, what is the thing? Mainly, you have grammar. Okay. So in English, we have any language, we have a grammar. So can it? Okay, fine. So in addition to grammar, the computer, what does NLP do? It takes, because it has to do with some modeling. Okay, so it also uses statistical techniques, machine learning techniques, and deep learning models. Okay, so not only whenever you have a language, you definitely have a grammar. So in addition to the grammar, it takes into consideration various statistical techniques, machine learning, and deep learning models also. So together, these technologies enable computers to process human language in the form of text or voice data. Okay. So what is the objective? You have a text. When I speak, you're able to, I'm saying something, it is a sentence. You're able to understand this sentence. Okay. So when I do the same thing in the Google bar or anything, I'm providing a sentence. The machine has to understand the sentence and it has to understand the meaning. Then only accordingly, the machine can process the text data and give you the correct result. If the machine is not able to understand the sentence, then it will throw a different output. Okay, so the machine has to, we have to train the machine in such a way that it follows computational linguistics, statistical, machine learning, and deep learning models. Okay, so what is my objective? The machine has to correctly understand the speaker or writer's intent. What is my, whatever is my, what is the suppose for example, in using Google search bar, if I'm saying something, actually that word has to appear in the Google search bar. That is my intent. That is the speaker's intent. If something else is coming, then we have to train our model in such a way that it gives you the correct information. Okay, so there are a lot of things appearing in Google. They have come out with that's a model called BERT, BERT. Okay, so Google is spending a lot of amount on R&D on this text analytics, right, on NLP. Okay, so what are the NLP tasks? So speech recognition, as I said earlier, what does Google do using this mic? It is able to recognize how I speech. It is converting speech to text. Okay, it is converting my voice data into text data. This is one of the NLP tasks. So as I said earlier, what are the challenges we speak? What are the challenges we face when you, in the case of speech recognition? So there are people who talk quickly, slurring. Slurring means maybe the pronunciation is not good, or is trying to hide some words, letters. So you can put some words together. For example, in a sentence, you have multiple words. Like the person can say both the words at the same time. So you will not be able to understand. We can understand, but how will the machine understand when somebody is speaking fast, or is somebody swallowing some words? Okay. So and with incorrect grammar. So the grammar is very correct. Grammar is very essential. For example, because we have trained the model using grammar and statistical and machine learning and deep learning models. Okay. For example, in English, when you say e means, we say verb is. Okay. E is a pronoun, is a single person. So we don't say er. Okay. Only when you have more than one person, we say they are. Okay. When you use the word they, automatically we put are. Okay. For example, suppose any of the person is doing some grammatical error. For example, he is putting er. Okay. How will the computer understand? It will throw some error. It will say, please, because there are, now you know, in NLP, that's another use case. That's a website called Grammarly. Okay. So it tells you whenever you have some doubts in your sentences, you type your sentences in the website. It is able to understand. How does a Grammarly work? It is also an NLP, like it's an AI model. Okay. So it has a AI. It is based on AI. So automatically it will show you. Please, it will suggest. And sometimes it also corrects. Okay. It gives you the correct information. Even for example, if you use E and R, it will show you whether it is E is or they are. Okay. So these are the NLP tasks. So most people would have used Grammarly website. Okay. Okay. So that's a thing called part of speech tagging. In NLP, there is a POS. We say POS tagging. Okay. For example, in grammar, we have many parts of speech. Can anyone tell me what are the parts of speech available in English grammar? Anyone? if any one of the parts of speech, you have around 7 to 8 parts of speech. If you're able to say all the seven parts of it is also okay, or you can just say 1 or 2, 3. Any person can tell me what are the parts of speech available in English in grammar. For example, I'll give an example. We say noun. Okay. So what are the other things? What are the other parts of speech available in English grammar? I just gave you an example. Just gave a noun. So noun is a part of speech. In grammar, English grammar, there is a thing called noun. Similarly, there are many more parts of speech. So can anyone tell me? Okay, 1 or 2 also is okay. Just I want to.
Noun, sir.
Yeah, noun I told you. What are
Pronoun, sir.
what is it?
Pronoun.
Pronoun. Okay, noun, pronoun. What are the other thing? Noun. So pronoun it says. Okay. Another anything?
Verb, sir.
Yeah.
Verb, adjective.
Yeah, correct. So like this person, as this person said, we have noun, we have pronoun, verb, adjective, conjunction. Conjunction is what and are. Then we have preposition. So in any grammar, we have some parts of speech. Okay. So this noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, intersection. Okay. These are the parts of speech available in English grammar. So that is it, because we know what is noun, what is verb. How does a machine understand which is verb, which is noun? So there is a thing called POS tagging. The machine itself will do. It's also called grammatical tagging. Okay. For example, I've given you 2 sentences. Okay. I'm saying I can make a paper plane. Okay. This is the first sentence. I can make a paper plane. The next one is, what make of car do you own? Okay. So yeah, I'm having the same word make. In the first sentence also, I'm having a word called make. I can make a paper plane. In the second sentence also, I'm having a word called make. What make of car do you own? Okay. Whereas I understand, we know that when I say I can make is a verb, because can is a verb. It is coming next to can. Okay. So I can understand based on this sentence, make is a verb. In the second sentence, I am asking what make of car do you own? Okay. Here in this case, make is not a verb, because I am asking what make of car, which means brand. What is the brand do you own? Okay. As a human being, we know with the same word, with the 2 instances, one is noun, in another instance, it is a verb. So each has a different meaning for the sentences. Okay. So we know how does these are the things computer has to understand. Okay. This is called part of speech. Next is, so there is a thing called word sense disambiguation. So these are the things what I'm trying to say is, these are the challenges you face in NLP. When you pass some data, these are the challenges faced by the NLP language. But everything has been sorted out. I'm just giving you some of the example. For example, I'm saying a sentence called I saw a bear. Okay. Next sentence, I'm saying I cannot bear the pain. So these you can see the same word bear. The bear, B-A-R, it is appearing in first sentence as well as in the second sentence. Okay. So these are all called homonyms. For example, when you have a same sound and same spelling, these are all called homonyms in English language. Okay. So we know, for example, in this first sentence, it is a noun because I saw a bear, karadi. Okay. So it is an animal. It is not with respect to anything else. But when I pass this sentence into my NLP language for processing, how will the computer understand? I know that everybody knows. I saw a bear means you are seeing an animal, bear. In the second sentence, I'm talking about I cannot bear the pain. It is not an animal. Okay. So whenever you have similar sounding words or with some similar characters, so we know. How do you know? Based on this sentence, we come to a conclusion. Okay. For example, in the second sentence, I'm saying I cannot bear the pain. It is not an animal because it is related to pain. The pain is not bearable. So I can inference from this sentence. So this word bear is related to pain, whereas in this first sentence it is related to an animal. Okay. But these are the challenges the computer faces. How does a computer understand when I give this same sentence? Okay, it has to give me an output. How will the output be? If the computer takes a different, considers this bear as an animal, in the case of second sentence, I cannot bear the pain. When I pass this sentence into my computer, if it considers this bear as an animal, definitely your output is going to be wrong. Okay, so these are the challenges available in NLP. So, okay, so these are the steps in NLP. There's another thing called named entity recognition. Whenever you do some analysis in using NLP, there is a thing called named entity recognition, or in short, NEM. Okay, for example, the Kentucky is a name of the place in US. Similarly, here, if you can see, I have given my name at the bottom. Madan lives in Chennai. So this Madan is a name. Chennai is also a name. Okay. So these are things we use in NLP task. I'm just giving you what are the things used in NLP. Okay. So once I'm in the 13th slide. I have another 10 more slides. Once I finish these 10 slides, I'll be going into this sentiment analysis use case. Okay. So as I told you, I just gave an example. In this case of sentiment analysis, you are trying to extract the quality or sentiment. Okay. So what are the sentiments available? Like emotion, anger, your laugh. It is also sentiment, sarcasm, confusion, suspicion. So based on the text, I'm trying to predict what does it text going to give me. It is an emotion, like as I said, it is positive, negative emotion, or it can be confusion. You have many things, many qualities in our human. As a human, we are a human being. So based on various features, we have different sentiments. Okay, so based on the text, I'm able to predict what is the sentiment. Okay, so in NLP, you can broadly classify into two types. One is natural language generation and natural language understanding. Okay, so what is natural language generation? Okay, so natural language generation is sometimes described as the opposite of speech recognition or speech to text. Okay, so now people are using computers and internet. Okay, so I think so everybody are using a chatbot. A chatbot is a typical example of natural language generation. I think so most of the people would have used a chatbot. They would have logged into some website, especially any airlines website. Now IRCTC also has a chatbot. Okay, what happens when you log into IRCTC or just type in the IRCTC? When you at the home page, there's at the bottom, just like a person like object comes in. It will say based on the duration, it will say like good morning. Now it's morning. It will say good morning. Suppose in case if it say it will ask for your information like your name, your telephone number. Suppose I pass my name Madan, automatically it will say good morning Madan. How it is saying good morning Madan? Since I passed Madan, it is able to generate text based on my input, and output is generated based on the input I gave. So a chatbot is a typical use case of natural language generation. Okay, so you are generating text based on the output is generated. The text output is generated based on the text input. You are providing some input through chatbot. It is nothing but a question and answer session. You are asking some question. It is giving you an answer. Okay. So most of the details will be stored in an Excel. For example, now in the WhatsApp also, now we have most of the people will be using cylinders. Okay. So now what happens previously, when for example, I'm using Indian, I need to call the customer care, a distributor for booking a cylinder. Okay. Now no need to do that. Just when I type in WhatsApp refill, it will give me the information of my consumer number with a link. I can use that link to pay for the cylinder. Okay, so it has minimized my work. Previously, most of the times the distributor landline will be busy. So these are all being avoided by WhatsApp. You can see by using this. This is an NLP. Okay, you're just giving because they have linked your consumer number to the name of the cylinder. Okay, just to your phone number. Sorry, they have linked your consumer number, so your domestic cylinder number to your phone number. So in WhatsApp, if you go to that, for example, Indian WhatsApp, Indian group, if you just type refill, automatically link is generated for payment, and also it says your cylinder will be delivered in 2 to 3 days. Okay, it has reduced our work, manual work. Okay, this is also a natural language generation. So you're giving an input refill, it is giving an output, a link, as well as it's saying your cylinder will be delivered in 2 to 3 days, 3 days. It is an example of natural language generation. Then as I said, you can classify NLP into two types. One is natural language generation, and other thing is natural language understanding. Okay, so as I said, it is a subset of natural language processing. So these homophones, these schemes comes under natural language understanding because the computer has to understand. I told you, for example, I gave an example of there. There are many similar words. For example, when I say there, when I say somebody is saying there goes a person. So which there you put? Will you put THERE or THEAR? Okay, both are similar sounding words but different spellings. For example, I can say there are two people staying there. What is that? I'm saying two. Did I mean TWO or TO or TOO? How will the computer know? And for example, I'm saying this using a Google search. Okay, I'm using the mic. There are two people living in. There are two people. Just saying there are two people. What two will it take? Computer will what two people? What two people? The Google voice will take. Will it take TWO or TO or TWO? TOO. So there are similar sounding words. So these are the challenges in NLP. Okay, but most of the challenges are I'm just giving an example to understand. But most of the challenges have been sorted out. It is not there. Okay. So another example. So Alice is swimming against the current. Okay. So in the first sentence, I'm talking about a word. I'm using a word current. In the second sentence also, I'm using a word called current. The current version of the report is in the folder. Okay. Whereas the current means the wave. He is swimming. There is a current. Current refers to a wave in the first sentence. Whereas in the second sentence, it is an adjective. What I'm saying, the current means the data version. Okay. So the same word, same spelling, in different context, in different sentences, it is giving me a different meaning. Because in the case of second sentence, it is an adjective. We know that it is an adjective. How will the computer know? But the computer knows it. Okay. So in the first sentence, it is a noun. Okay, I talked about natural language generation, natural language processing. Okay, so what are the in NLP? What are the pre-processing steps? So whenever you do something in NLP, I said in the earlier, this is unstructured. There is you take data from internet or from anywhere. Okay, it is unstructured. The data is unstructured. Okay, what is unstructured? It contains a lot of semicolons, junk characters, and it is not in tabular form. Okay, your data is not structured, it is unstructured. So to do some analysis, it has to be in a proper form, in a structured form. Okay, so for this purpose, first what you do, these are the pre-processing steps. What is you also call it as EDA, exploratory data analysis. Okay, so you have a text data, you remove the unwanted things. For example, semicolon punctuation that we can remove. In addition to that, there can be a symbol, a junk character. Okay, so those things have to be removed before you process the data. Okay, so these are okay. So these are some of the steps: tokenization, stemming, lemmatization, stopwords. So once I finish this PowerPoint presentation, I'll be talking about a use case. At that time, I'll tell you what is tokenization, what is stemming, what is lemmatization, what is a stopwords. Okay. Okay. Before that, I'll give an example here. What is tokenization? Okay, if you can see the sentence, he is eating an apple. Okay, this is a sentence. He is eating an apple. Tokenization. What does it do? There are two types of tokenization: word tokenization, sentence tokenization. If you have multiple sentences in a list of sentences, it breaks each sentences into a different. It takes the suppose there are 4 sentences. The list of sentences is created. Okay, if you have if you have 4 sentences as a group, it breaks down into each individual sentences. That is called sentence tokenization. Whereas in the case of word tokenization, here it is doing a word tokenization. What is it doing? There are 5 words. He is eating an apple. So when I use this tokenization, it is breaking this each. I have a collection of words. So what does it do? From a sentence, it is removing all the words into okay. It is bringing into 5 different things. You can see here it is a sentence. I have broken down into individual words. This process is called tokenization. Next, stemming and lemmatization. I'll just give you a brief information. For example, when you are passing this data into the analysis NLP, I'm just saying is eating. This is a grammar, okay? But I have to remove certain words or certain characters because which the computer can understand. But for me, for processing, to improve my processing speed, also to make the analysis efficient, what I do, I just remove the ing because eat is my what is eating? Eat is my root to base word. Eat, ate, okay. Eating, eat, okay. Eaten, as eaten, okay. So everywhere the EAT is the root word, okay. So by using stemming and lemmatization, I am removing this ing. I'll just pass is it, okay. I'll just remove certain letters from this sentence, okay. Then what are stop words? For example, so even if I say he's eating an apple, okay, if I just say eat apple, it's understood, okay. So I need not say the full sentence, and instead of say what is the aim of this sentence, what you are trying, what is the sentence, what is the thing, what is the object conclusion? A person is eating an apple, okay. If I instead of passing these 5 words, okay, if I just say eat apple, it is understood. A person is eating an apple, okay. So this and what is and a and the, these are all called articles. So in NLP, we don't use these articles, especially for sentiment analysis. We try to remove certain words. Those words which are not essential. Okay, those are all called stop words. So even after removing this and removing this ing, okay, I'm able to understand. When I say eat apple, it means that a person is eating an apple. I don't say an apple. Because if you can say 2 apples, that's okay. But why should I say an apple? Okay, because so I can remove the article A and D. Okay, so this is just now I explained about tokenization, stemming and lemmatization, and stop words. So in NLP, there is a thing called document term matrix. Okay, for example, I have a list of documents. That's my okay. This is in Python, this is called a list. When you have a square bracket at the front and the back, it is called a list. So I'm having a list of sentences. Okay, this is I have 4 sentences. Okay, corpus is the name of the list. So what is a document term matrix? So each sentence is called a document. Okay, each sentence is called a document, and based on these 4 documents, I am creating another list which contains unique words. For example, you can see in the first sentence, this is the first document. This has appeared. Okay. Even in the second sentence, I'm saying this document is the second document. You can see the word this. It is there in the first sentence as well as in the second sentence. Okay. So what I can do, I'm here and what I'm doing, I'm just sorry. I'm just using it only one time. I'm not taking 2 times. Okay. I'm just from these 4 sentences, I'm creating a document term matrix. To create a document term matrix, I need to take a list of unique words. Okay. Then we can see at the bottom, since I have 4 documents, there are 4 rows. I'm just explaining about what is a document term matrix, because in NLP, this is an important step. Okay. Document term matrix. So each sentence is called a document, and based on these sentences, we create a list of unique words. And each unique word is called a term. Okay. For example, if you can see in the first row, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So what is 0? It refers to and. Since you can see in the first sentence, I don't have the word and. So since this first in the list of unique words, since and it is, and one more thing, it is arranged alphabetically. You can see and document first is, so what I'm doing, I'm creating a list of unique words, and also it is being sorted out. It is arranged alphabetically. So you need not go here and you need not search here and there. It is arranged alphabetically. So if you can see the first document, this is the first document. Since I don't have the word and, I'm putting 0 at the first. Okay, how many words, how many unique words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 unique words. Okay, so what is the document matrix, term matrix? It is a 4 cross 9. What is 4? Because I have 4 sentences. For each sentence, I have created a row is created. And how many columns I have? Because I have 9 unique words, I'm creating a 9 columns. Okay, so this is a 4 cross 9. So you know matrix is consists of rows and columns. So a row is a document, columns are unique words. Since and is not there in the first document, I am putting 0. Okay, for example, if you can see the second row, there is a 2 is there in the second column. Why? This document is the second document. So if what is the second column refers to, it refers to the document. Okay, so since the second sentence contains the word document 2 times, there is the number 2 appears in the second row, second column. Okay, this is how a document or matrix is created. So next I'm going to talk about 2 or 3 things. So if you can see, this is a cat. Okay, this is something like computer vision. This is an image. Okay, so this model is called vector to sequence models. Why is it called vector to sequence? For example, here I'm having an image of one cat. Okay, so what I do, I want to predict this object. Okay, this is not related to NLP. I'm just giving an example of computer vision. There are many models. I'm just giving, since this being a artificial intelligence seminar, I'm just giving you a small information on computer vision. Computer vision is nothing but object direction. Okay, so it directs the object. So to detect an object, what you have to do, you have to train the model. So to detect it is a cat, what I have to do, I have to give lot of pictures about cat, like cat is running, cat is sleeping. It can be the same cat or many different types of cat. So for example, I can give 50 pictures of cat, okay, with various positions, by sleeping, running. Okay, so my computer will computer does not understand, computer cannot recognize image. Okay, this is a pixel, so it consists as a vector. That is what I'm trying to say. This image is considered as a vector. So from vector, when I pass this image, it is trying to predict, it is trying to give me an output. It will give me, for example, with 100 images, I'm trying to train my model. Okay, I'm giving 100 pictures of cat. Okay, all those pictures will be converted into a vector, because computer cannot understand text or image. It has to be converted into some numerical form. Okay, so this picture is converted into a numerical form, so it is a vector. So for example, I'm training my model with 100 different pictures of cat. Okay, when I give another cat picture, for example, the 100 first, I have not shown to the computer. I want the computer to predict whether it is. So what happens? And also one more thing, not only I'll train with cat, and also train with some other animals also, because then only you'll come to understand whether it is a cat or not. Okay, with some pictures I'll train. Okay, then what I'll do, I'll try to predict. I'll need to test this model whether my computer is able to predict the output correctly, whether it is a cat or not. Okay, so the 100 first picture, I'll give a different picture. It gives me a output as cat. Okay, so this is a vector. You have what is the image? Image is converted into vector. The output is a cat. So it's called a vector to sequence models. Okay, so these are our NLP. This NLP is a sequence to vector models, because this is a sequence. Each sentence is a sequence. Okay, so the computer does not understand what you call. It is a sequence. Okay, it is converting. The computer is going to convert this into vector numerical values. For example, in the case of sentiment analysis, I told you there are 2 things. One is positive sentiment. One is negative sentiment. I am assigning 1 to positive, 0 to negative. Okay, so for each, for example, I love to eat. The computer does not say 1. It assigns probability. Okay, it will say, I think so. I love to eat is a 90%. I can say with 90% probability it is a positive sentiment. Okay, so every time when you pass a sentence, it is giving the probability of for what. So for example, in the sentiment analysis, I have two outputs. Okay, negative and positive. So when I pass a sentence, it gives me a probability. Okay, this I love to eat. It has probability 90% probability of being a positive. It's a 10%. It can be a what you call bad, negative sentiment. Okay, so it not give me 100%. It will give me some percentage of probability whether it is positive and some percentage of probability whether it is negative. So this is a sequence to sequence models. Okay, what is a sequence to sequence models? This language translation. I think so. Most people would have used Google translation. Okay, something. Suppose for example, if you want to convert from one language to another, you use Google translation. Okay, suppose I'm entering something. I want to convert something from English to Tamil. Okay, I'm typing some words in English. It is being converted into Tamil. How does it do? Because it converts the text as a sequence. My output is also sequence. Okay, so it is. This is not previously in the case of cat. It was a sequence to vector. It was a vector to sequence model. Why? My image, in the case of image recognition, it considers image as a vector. So from vector, I'm getting an output as cat. So it is a vector to sequence model. Next, we saw in the case of sentiment analysis, we saw in the case of sentiment analysis, it is also it is a sequence to vector. Okay. Previously, in the case of image, what did you do? This is a vector to sequence. Okay. But whereas in the case of NLP, it is a sequence to vector model. Now, this is Google translation is a sequence to sequence model. What do you mean sequence to sequence? I am entering a sentence in English. It is sequence of words. Similarly, the output is going to be in another language. Okay, in Tamil. It is also going to be a sequence of words. Sequence of words, a sentence. So it is the Google translation is an example of sequence to sequence models. Okay, so with this I stop my presentation. I'll be going to this sentiment analysis Python code. Okay, you see I have a use case, so I'll stop my presentation for 2 minutes. If anybody has any questions, please ask me. Okay, I'm happy to answer. I'll just stop my presentation for 2 minutes. If anybody has any answers, any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Students ask questions. Be interactive. Only then the session will be interesting. See, sir is putting all his effort to explain you everything for you to understand about text processing. Only if you ask questions, he will know whether you understood, where you have not understood, where he has to explain you.
Yes, ma'am.
You got any idea about text processing? What sir had told you now? How
Yes, ma'am. It's
language
clear, ma'am.
you have got idea, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you'll be getting lot of doubts. Those doubts and all you can ask him. He'll clarify it for you. You need not worry if your question is wrong or anything.
Ma'am, this type of text is already in our mobile phones also, ma'am.
Yes. So you can
So,
compare that and say so that your friends also will know that.
so I think this is already developing in our state, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Currently, this is developing. Then natural language generation, yes, sir, teach about the
Yes. Sir
most
told you
into
about natural language generation.
generation. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. He also
That type.
is going to teach you sentiment analysis.
Yes, ma'am.
How sentiments will help you to select a product. For example, in Amazon, based on the customer's review, whether it is a positive sentiment or a negative one, you will be choosing based on the customer's review, isn't it? All those
Yes,
things
ma'am.
sir will teach you. He'll show you the code also.
Okay. Actually, sir, yes, sir.
Yes, ma. Ask. Yeah, you want to ask question?
Yes, ma'am. But it's particular in the இதுல மட்டும் question இல்ல ma'am. அதான் ma'am doubt
Ah,
இருக்கு.
பரவாயில்ல கேளுங்க. See,
இல்ல
don't
ma'am.
worry about whether the question is related to this topic or not
Uh,
related. You can
இல்ல ma'am.
ask it.
Not like that ma'am. இப்போ இதுக்கு முன்னாடி 4 செஷன்ஸ் கம்ப்ளீட் ஆனிச்சு மேம், ஏஐ
ஆமா.
ஒர்க் ஷாப்.
எஸ்,
அதுல
எஸ்.
ஒண்ணு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து நம்ம பார்த்தோம் ப்ராபபிலிட்டி பார்த்தோம் மேம். தென்
ஆம்.
ஃபர்தர் அதோட கன்டினியூட்டிவா வந்து இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் அது எப்படி ஒர்க்,
ஆ,
ஏஐல எப்படி ஒர்க்கிங் ஆகுது
ஆ,
அப்படின்ற மாதிரி
ஆ,
பார்த்துட்டு
ஆ,
வந்தோம்
ஆ.
மேம். இப்போ ஃபைனலா வந்து இங்க லாங்குவேஜ் ப்ராசஸிங் பத்தி பார்த்துருக்கோம் மேம்.
ஆமா.
அந்த நேச்சுரல் லாங்குவேஜ் ஜென்ரேஷன்ஸ் அண்ட்
எஸ்,
டெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ராசஸிங், ஏஐ மெத்தட்ல ஒரு சிஸ்டம் எப்படி புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது எல்லாம் பார்க்கணும் மேம்,
எஸ்.
புரியுது.
ஆ.
பட் இப்போ கரண்டா வந்து இது எல்லாத்தையும் டைப் பண்ணி ஏஐ ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணா கூட ஏதோ இது மட்டும் போதுமா ஏஐ ஃபுல்லா கத்துக்கிறது
இல்ல
மேம்?
இல்ல ஏங்கிறது இட்ஸ் a very vast area and you can travel deep down it. You have lots and lots of things you can do with AI. Okay, in that one single thread is this deep I mean the sentiment analysis and natural language processing. It is very useful. Data pre-processing ellame you will be wherever you are going to use this natural language, you will be doing data pre-processing. So all that you will be learning using this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, whenever you
Okay
are
ma'am.
going to use different languages, you can use your mother tongue, Tamil or English, or you can use Telugu,
Yes
Bengali,
ma'am.
any language. You can do processing on it. You can talk in Tamil and you can get answers in Tamil also. You can create your own assistant like Siri, Cortana. You can create your own assistants also. So there is
Yes.
lot of uh, what you call opportunities
Information.
awaiting outside. They are doing lot of research on natural language processing, many areas, right from robotic, that is automatic automation of all your process, robotic automation. They call it as RAP, robotic automation process. So from that, artificial intelligence is a wide area. There are many subsystems in which you will be working. So one kind of thread is this. Okay.
Okay ma'am.
You have some other question, Praveen? I think your doubt is
Yes.
not fulfilled.
I think ma'am, இப்போ கொடுத்த ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் வச்சு
Uh,
இதுவரையும் வந்து ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட அப்ளிகேஷன் கிரியேட்டிங்காக வர்ற மாதிரி சொன்னாரு மேம் சார்.
yeah,
லைக்
you
அந்த
can do sentiment
கிராமட்டிக்கல்.
analysis. இப்ப
எஸ் மேம்.
சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாரு இதெல்லாம்
எஸ்
sentiment
மேம்.
analysisல யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு சொன்னாரு.
எஸ் மேம். அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட டேர்ம்ஸ் அண்ட் கண்டிஷன் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க மேம். இப்போ கரண்டா வந்து ஏஐ வந்து ஓஎஸ்ல கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு ஏஐ யூஸ் பண்ணி ஓஎஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணலாமான்ற மாதிரி இப்ப நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ்
Mm,
எல்லாம் டெவலப்
mm,
பண்றாங்கல்ல
mm,
மேம்.
mm.
அதுல வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா இப்போ மோஸ்டா ஏஐனாலே பைத்தான் லாங்குவேஜ் தான் மேம் ப்ரிஃபர் பண்றாங்க எல்லாருமே. பட்
Okay.
ஓஎஸ்ன்ற பார்க்கும்போது அது வந்து சி பிளஸ் பிளஸ் மட்டும் தான் மேம் பில்ட் பண்ண முடியுது. அது பைத்தான்ல பில்ட் பண்ண சான்சஸ் கிடைக்குமா மேம்? ஐ மீன் சார் கேக்குறேன்.
OS பைத்தான்லயும் பண்ணலாம். யூ கேன் ஈவன் ரைட் கோட். நீயே வந்து ஒரு OS கிரியேட் பண்ணலாம். Doesn't there are a lot of OS that are written in other languages also, not in C and C++. ஜாவால இருக்கு, நிறைய கோட் யூஸ் பண்ணி இருக்கு. Okay, there are lot of operating systems that you can, நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலா வந்து ஒரு சில லினக்ஸ் எல்லாமே இட் இஸ் a project of a student
எஸ் மேம்.
that you know, isn't it?
எஸ்
So
மேம். எஸ்
அந்த
மேம்.
மாதிரி you can write it based on your language. It supports. You can use embedded sort of things to support your coding. So
ஓகே
it
மேம்.
is not that only you have to write it in C and C++. But this, what he is saying is, what you
சென்டிமெண்டல்.
wanted to say that
எஸ்.
OS they are doing using artificial intelligence. Lot of applications are developed for OS or for a particular OS. It is not directly the OS alone.
எஸ்.
இப்போ உங்க கார்டானா இருக்கு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், or you take Siri. What does Siri do?
எஸ்
Mac
மேம்.
OS la it is a voice assistant,
எஸ் மேம்.
right? So it doesn't mean that you have to have a particular OS knowledge to create an application like Cortana or Siri. You need to know artificial intelligence and you need to know Python programming where the Siri will be acting as an voice assistant. You
ஓகே மேம்.
understand?
எஸ் மேம்.
Okay, ma. சார்
Yes, ma'am.
மதன் சார்
Yes, ma'am.
நீங்க ஏதாவது சொல்லணுமா சார் இந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு?
No. I have no information on operating systems, ma'am. You are the correct person to ask.
ஓகே சார்.
Okay, since I have only 10 minutes, I'll just rush up to
yes.
the sentiment analysis.
Sentiment okay sir. Okay
Because
sir.
that itself will take 40 minutes. I'll just give a brief introduction about. I'll rush through in 10 minutes. I'll finish it at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay sir.
I'll start at my person.
Alan sir, there is some question in the chat box.
One second. Sorry, answer to the question. So I have finished my PowerPoint presentation. So since in want of time, I'll finish my another Python code in another 10 minutes. Please do not look on the code. I'll just talk about some processing steps. I'll explain what is the concept. Okay. So I'll just finish this thing. Okay. So if you can able to see, please do not concentrate on the code. Okay, this is a simple Python code, but I'm just going to talk about what I just now spoke about, tokenization. Okay, so I'll explain by giving an example. So that is the main objective of this Jupyter. I'm using Jupyter notebook, and I written this code in Python. Okay, so do not worry about the code. I'm going to talk about the processing. What are the key terms? I'm going to explain the key terms. Okay. So I'm using an NLTK library called Natural Language Toolkit. It is a basic library for text analytics. Okay. So as I said earlier, tokenization. What is tokenization? I have two sentences. Okay. When I use send_tokenize, it takes I live in Chennai as one part. I'm staying in a first floor as another part. So I have a list of sentences. I'm going to have two different sentences. Okay. That is a use of this send_tokenize. For example, okay. So when I use word_tokenize, it converts these words into individual words, a list of words. Okay, that is tokenization. You can see, I'm giving a sentence. I'm having a sentence. It is being converted into individual words. You can see, I is a list of. This is a list of words. You can see by using a word_tokenize function, I have converted my sentence into a list of words. Okay, why am I doing this as a list of words? I'll tell you. Okay, because here you can see by using this send_tokenize, I have converted a list of one sentence into two different sentences. You can see punctuation at the end of the sentence. And next, I need to know how many words in a sentence, which word has appeared more number of times. Okay, so for this purpose, I calculate the frequency. Okay, please do not worry about the code. I'm just talking about tokenization. Now I'm talking about frequency. Like whenever you do some research, you need to give importance. You need to know which word has appeared more number of times. Okay. And one more thing, there is a thing called bigrams, trigrams, n-grams. Okay. For example, here I'm having a sentence called adjective of India is India. India is a 5-letter word. Okay. What is bigrams? So I'm splitting these sentences into list of words. You can see a list of words. One word. I am having one word. But for processing, sometimes I require a pair of words to be sent or 3 words to be sent. Okay. Sometimes I send I live. Okay. So this is called bigram. So here you can see I am using this bigrams function. Here you can see I'm sending, it is a tuple. I'm passing a list of words. I'm having 2 words here because by is 2. So I'm sending 2 words at a time. So similarly, trigrams, I'm passing 3 words at a time. So here n-grams, I can mention number of words I want to send. I'm seeing 5 words. Then I talk about stemming. Okay, like stemming means what? Like in the wood, you're cutting a part of it. Okay, I just now talked about eating. In eating, I removed ing. So those things are called. Here you can see, eating is being converted into eat, the base word, root form. Okay, so if it says as eaten, I can remove en. Okay, I only require the root form for my text analytics. Okay, So having is you can say having have. You can convert that into the base form have. Okay, these are all stemming lemmatization. I talked about stop words. Okay, so I said these are the stop words. I, me, my, myself. So these are all pronouns. Okay, when I'm saying I'm eating, without saying I can even remove am, the verb also. Okay, just by saying eating, I can understand. Okay, he's eating. Okay, so when you are sending some data into analysis, not necessarily you have to send all the words. Okay, by using this stop words function, it will remove this. Whenever we have in the text, if we have I, me, myself, these are all pronouns. We, our, ourselves. Okay, so those is in. Okay, so these are all removed. Before use, these are all pre-processing steps. Okay, here you can see I live in Chennai, I'm saying. Okay, it is the capital of Tamil Nadu. You can see I am staying, I live in Chennai. You can see. Yeah, you can see here I live in Chennai. Okay, here I gave two sentences. I live in Chennai. The preposition in is removed because without saying in, I live Chennai also, it means this person is living in Chennai. I need not give in. Okay, so I gave another sentence. I am staying in the first floor. So here you can see am. The verb am is removed. In is a preposition, the is a article. So without, if I say this, I staying first floor, it may look what you call awkward, but the computer, we can understand. Okay, if somebody says I staying first floor, which means that this person is staying in the first floor. For a grammatical purpose, I put in the am because I is a pronoun. I have to put am verb. Okay, but these are all stop words I can remove. This is what I'm trying to say. So in another 5 minutes, I need to end this session. I'll just give a brief introduction. Okay, this is a text. Okay, this is my use case. Sentiment analysis. I have taken 2,000 text, 1,000 positive reviews and 1,000 negative reviews. For example, this is one of the negative reviews. Okay, so you understand. So how long it will take? For example, this is one of the example. Okay, for example, if you have to read and come to a conclusion, how long will it take? For example, I have to read 2,000 reviews. You understand? How long will it take? Okay, but the computer will read this and it will predict whether it is a positive or negative within fraction of a second. Okay, so that is the use of NLP. I'm passing equal reviews, 1,000 negative reviews and 1,000 positive reviews. So these are my basic thing. I told you, output. Output is 0 means it's negative, 1 means it is positive. So this is a binary classification. This comes under classification technique. I told you in machine learning, we have many two things, regression and classification. So this NLP technique, this sentiment analysis, it is going to predict negative or positive. So I'm assigning positive as 1, negative as 0. Okay, this is a binary classification because it has only two outputs, either 0 or 1. So as I told, in machine learning, we are one of the main libraries is sklearn. It is used both for regression as well as classification. So to do this text processing these things, I'm using sklearn. This is a classification technique. Okay. So I talked about document term matrix. Okay, you can see here, it has created a document term matrix. Okay, these are some of the pre-processing steps. So I have 2,000 rows of data. 1,000 positive review and 1,000 negative review. You can see in Python, we know that the row index starts from 0. Okay, so you can see it is starting from 0. It is going up to 1,999, which means there are 2,000 rows, 1,000 negative reviews, 1,000 positive reviews. Okay. So maybe you will not be knowing. So whenever you have a data set, you have to train the model. Okay, so I'm having 2,000 rows of data. I will not pass all the 2,000 rows of data for training. I split this 2,000 into training data set and test data set. This is one of the main objectives in any machine learning. Okay, so I'm having a model. This is a labeled data. When you have what is my labeled data, I know the output, whether it is 0 or 1. Okay, it is a supervised machine learning technique. Okay, it is a classification problem. It is a supervised machine learning technique. What is a supervised machine learning technique? When you have a labeled data, these columns are called X, Y, that 0 or 1, it is a output. Okay, these are all I have a data. Machine is going to predict, but I also have the original output. Okay, I have taken the original output. Then what I do? I'll compare my predicted output with the original output. Okay, so there is a function called train_test bit. So I'm giving a test size as 0.25. Then what happens? 25% of my data will be for testing purpose, 75% for my training purpose. So 1,500 rows of data will be for training, 500 rows of data will be for testing. Okay, then. So I'm going to finish this. 2 more minutes. So I'm using in classification technique in SK alone, you have many models. One such model is naive Bayes. Among naive Bayes, you have two techniques. One is Gaussian naive Bayes. The other one is multinomial naive Bayes. So in machine learning technique, in naive Bayes, you have many algorithms. You have Gaussian naive Bayes, multinomial naive Bayes. I'm using both the algorithms to test the accuracy. Okay, when I use Gaussian naive Bayes, I'm getting an accuracy of 66. What in the way 66? Because this is a text data. Okay, I'm passing my text data. I'm trying to compare with the predicted output. I have a original text data. Okay, I already know whether it's 0 or 1. My machine is also going to predict. Okay, so I compare my original data, labeled data, that is 0 and 1, with my predicted output, which is 0 and 1. If both are 0, then it is correct. If both are 1, it is correct. But my original data is 0. My output is my output is 1. What my computer is predicting as 1. Then there is a difference. Okay, when I have original data is 0, my computer is predicting 1, or when the original data is 1, my computer is predicting 0, then there is a mismatch. So there is a false positive or false negative. Okay, so by confusion matrix you can find out. Okay, and with this I'll stop. I finished my thing. So why do you use confusion matrix and accuracy score? When it's like, for example, when you cook a food, somebody has to test it and tell the opinion whether it's good or not. Similarly, when you are doing some models, and we need to know the accuracy of our model. So for this purpose, there are many metrics. One such matrix is accuracy score and confusion matrix. Okay, so I just gave a basic introduction about what is machine learning and what are the metrics used in machine learning. And these are the libraries, scikit-learn library. These are the algorithms. So in machine learning, you have many algorithms for regression as well as for classification. These two libraries are used for classification. So with this, I end my session. Thanks students and all the faculty members for giving me this opportunity. I thank one second. With this, I stop my presentation, ma'am. Any questions from the students? I have finished my presentation. If students have any questions, please ask.
Stop words, keywords கொடுத்திருந்தீங்களா சார்? அதுல வந்து வேர்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்திருந்தீங்களா சார்? இப்போ வந்து பைத்தான்ல நீங்க கோட் பண்ணிருக்கிறது அந்த கேஸ் சென்சிட்டிவ் தானே சார்? இப்போ நம்ம வந்து கேப்ஸ் அண்ட் ஸ்மால்ஸ் கொடுத்தா அது எரருக்கு ஷோ பண்ணுமா சார்?
இல்ல ஆக்சுவலா நான் சொல்ல மறந்துட்டேன். இப்போ வந்து இந்த நேச்சுரல் லாங்குவேஜ் ப்ராசஸிங் நீங்க டெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ராசஸிங் பண்ணும்போது நீங்க அப்பர் கேஸ் இருந்தாலும் நீங்க லோவர் கேஸை மாத்துவீங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் புரியுது எனக்கு, பட் திஸ் இஸ் தி ப்ரோட்டோகால் வி ஃபாலோ இன் நேச்சுரல் இன் NLP. ஓகே, இப்போ MAY இருக்கு, ஐ மே டூ திஸ், அந்த மே இருக்கு, மேனு ஒரு மந்த் இருக்கு, சரிங்களா? பட் இது மாதிரிலாம் சில சேலஞ்சஸ் இருக்கு. பட் இருந்தாலும் இன் சென்னை வந்து உங்க பேர் இருக்கு வச்சுங்களா, என் பேர் இருக்கு, சென்னைன்னு இருக்கு, எல்லாமே அப்பர் கேஸ்ல தான் இருக்கும். பட் இருந்தாலும் பாஸ் திஸ் டேட்டா, we automatically convert this into lower case. That is one of the pre-processing steps. அதுல சேலஞ்சஸ் தான் இருக்கு. MAY இருக்கு, MAY மந்த் இருக்கு, ஐ மேக் டூ திஸ். ஓகே, இங்க லோவர் கேஸ், MAYனா அப்பர் கேஸ் போடுவோம், அப்புறம் சென்னைனா அப்பர் கேஸ் போடுவோம். இப்போ உங்க பேர்ல டைட்டில் கேஸ் தான் இருக்கும், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் அப்பர் கேஸ் தான் இருக்கும். பட் இருந்தாலும் இங்க when you do some analysis in NLP, we convert everything into lower case. That is one of the pre-processing steps.
Okay sir, that means it's case sensitive இல்ல சார்? கரெக்ட்டா?
Case sensitive இல்ல, எல்லாத்தையுமே lower case மாத்திடுவோம். As I said, there can be some challenges. இப்போ I may do this நாங்க MAY lower case இருக்கும், மேனா மே மந்த் இருக்கும். பட் கம்ப்யூட்டர் will understand, it can understand மே எங்க மே மந்த்னா அது புரிஞ்சுக்கும். ஏன்னா அந்த வேர்ட் வச்சு புரிஞ்சுக்காது. அந்த மே அந்த அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த வேர்டு இருக்குல்ல, ஐ மே டூ திஸ்னா ஓகே திஸ் மே இஸ் நாட் மந்த். ஸோ அது மாதிரி மற்ற வேர்ட்ஸ் வச்சு இட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் டஸ் திஸ் மே ரெஃபர்ஸ் டு அது மாதிரி.
ஓகே சார். எஸ் சார்.
Okay, thanks, Praveen. Any other questions?
No questions?
சார் ஐஓடிக்கும் இதே கான்செப்ட் தான் வருமா சார்? இந்த சென்டிமெண்டல் ரிலேட்டடா சொல்லலாம்.
இல்லை, இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் வந்து இப்போ இந்த ஸ்மார்ட் வாட்ச்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா? ஸோ அதில் வந்து இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி வாக் பண்ணுறோம், கிலோமீட்டர்லாம் இருக்கு. ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஐஓடி. பட் ஐ ஹவ் நோ மச் ஐடியா. திஸ் சென்டிமெண்ட் அனாலிசிஸ் இஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் டெக்ஸ்ட். பட் இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி வி டோன்ட் டெக்ஸ்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இல்லை. சம் வாட் யூ கால் டிவைசஸ். மோஸ்ட்லி வி லைக் சென்சார் மாதிரி வி ஆர் கனெக்டிங் தோஸ் டிவைசஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்கள் கதை தோண்டோடனே ஏசி ஆன் ஆகும். ஸோ அதனால இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் வச்சு பொருட்கள் வச்சு நம்ம அதை இன்டர்நெட் பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்றோம், சரிங்களா? பட் வந்து அங்கே டெக்ஸ்ட் எனக்கு யூஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி எனக்கு ஐடியா இல்லை.
யூஸ் பண்றதுல இதே கான்செப்ட் தான் வருமா சார்? அது மாதிரி
இல்ல, அது பத்தி எனக்கு ஐடியா இல்லை. பட் இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் அந்த டெக்ஸ்ட் யூஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னு தெரியல. அது ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா சென்சார் சம்திங் லைக் டிவைசஸ் வச்சு தான் அவங்க ரிலேட் பண்றாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். டெக்ஸ்ட் இல்ல, இப்போ மொபைல் கார்ல வந்து இப்போ நீங்க அன்னைக்கு ஒரு விளம்பரம்லாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, ஹலோ ஓப்பன் திஸ் விண்டோன்னு அந்த இருக்கு. அங்க வந்து டெக்ஸ்ட் யூஸ் பண்றோம், டெக்ஸ்ட் வேர்ட் டு டெக்ஸ்ட். அங்க வந்து நம்ம ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அவங்க சொல்லி வச்சிருப்பாங்க, ஒரு விளம்பரம் வந்து கார்ல இல்லையா? ஸோ அங்க வந்து அது வந்து டெஃபினட்டா என்எல்பி தான், அவங்க ட்ரெயின் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. இது மாதிரி ஹலோ சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் தி ஏசி. அது நீங்க இப்போ அலெக்ஸா இருக்கு இல்லையா, கூகுள் அலெக்ஸா அது மாதிரி வீட்டில் இருக்க அலெக்ஸா எல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, ஒரு அதெல்லாம் வந்து இப்போ அது வாய்ஸ் டு இதுதான் ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் தான். அவங்க வந்து என்எல்பின்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. உங்க வாய்ஸ் இருக்க டேட்டாவை சப்போஸ் பிளே திஸ் விஜய் மூவி, விஜய் சாங் அது மாதிரிலாம் போட்டிங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக ப்ளே பண்ணுதுல அலெக்ஸாலாம் டைம் சொல்லுது, வாட் இஸ் த டைம். ஸோ ஏற்கனவே அதில் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணிக்காங்க. வாட் இந்த கொஸ்டின் வந்தால் நம்ம வந்து டைம்ஸ் கரண்ட் டைம் சொல்லணும். அது சாட் பண்ண மாதிரி தான்.
அதான் சார்.
ஒரு இன்புட் கொடுக்குறீங்க, அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி ஒரு அவுட்புட் வருது. So any other questions, please?
I think Praveen alone has doubts. Nobody else is listening. No, they don't want to ask questions or what, I don't know. So, sir, shall we end the session, sir? Madan sir?
Yes, ma'am. I finished my presentation. My work is finished.
Okay. Guys, nobody else? Okay. I would like to thank Object Automation, Mr. Ganesh, Sandhya, Kamani, and the whole team, Vinay, and all the 4 members who had been giving the 4 resource person who gave nice presentations for the past 4 days. And today, Madan sir, I thank each and every one of you for making this workshop a fruitful one. I'm really happy that most of the students would have benefited from this. Since artificial intelligence is part of their syllabus, they can make use of all what has been taught on the 4 days, and you can work on your research also. And I think Madan sir told you that what are the various areas object automation is working on. And students will be doing your final year, I mean 4th semester. After your 4th semester, you'll be doing an internship for 30 days. Okay, 1 month. So you can identify the area and you can do your internship at Object Automation. Last year, almost 50 of the students did their internships at Office Automation, and they had arranged for a foreign professor from I think it was University of Wisconsin. Yes. From University of Wisconsin, they had arranged a professor to teach Python, and also know how it would be teaching from a foreign university. And they have also given various projects for the team. They have put three students in a team, and the students were asked on their interest what projects. They were given a list of projects and they were asked to do projects. So you can also plan for doing your internship at object automation during your vacation. I think after May you will be free for 1 month. Half of May will be you will be spending it at home only. You will be coming from tomorrow, not from tomorrow. From 21st you'll be coming to college, isn't it? No, you have your cycle test on 21st. Your dates have been said that it will be from 7th of March. Second years will be coming from 7th of March. First years will be coming from 21st of February. So you can utilize it, utilize your vacation period. And even if you are interested, you can contact Object Automation even now for doing any courses that they are providing, and you can get yourself updated. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So this is for
Thank
all
you,
the students.
Shyamala.
It's okay, Sandhya. So all can contact Sandhya. You have put the contact details, isn't it?
Actually, I have, like we can share this
Yeah, yeah.
flyer about
No issues. No issues.
the
You
students.
can send it to me. I can share it,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
you can directly share it to students also. No issues. Okay.
So we'll upload this videos and the slide desk, everything in the slide share and the YouTube,
Yeah.
and we'll share the links over the like in the email.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
can like it can be passed to the students, and as Shamla ma'am said, we are open here to your queries as well as like give you training and give a knowledge on that. And thanks for SRM management to give a like for this opportunity to give a 5 days enablement program for all the students. Hope as said by Shamla ma'am, hope the students got benefited in this. And this is part, actually this is just a simple part actually, as someone asked, is a vast area. You have to deep dive and so many things. Like when you have taken a training also, when you are doing a project, or when you're going to like we can make you an lesson industry based industry ready person. Not like when you get into project or when you get into work, then only you'll find so many things like what you can do, and how you can work on that. Okay, so we can give you an internship, we can give you a training. So please feel free to approach us. And we are based out in Chennai, Adambakam. I can share the address, email ID, and phone number as well. So if anyone want to know, like its company name, full name, I'm sharing it here. So it is easy. You can search in the Google, and you can you'll get all the contact details in the Google itself. Okay, and you can reach us at the email ID already I have shared. Reach us at number I'm sharing right away.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yes, Ravi.
ma'am,
Yeah.
in your official address, I think in the website, ma'am, you have mentioned other email, ma'am. Object Automation 2001 at gmail.com. That is also contacting
Yeah,
email.
that also you
Yes, yes,
can
that is
use.
also.
This is mom's
Yes,
HR
yes,
at
ma'am.
objectautomation.com. It will go directly to the HR.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, any email ID you can reach us
Yeah,
out
you.
actually. Whatever the object automation email ID, you can reach us out. Or this number you can WhatsApp me, or you can reach me out in the SMS as well as call.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'll try. I'll like I'm not a technical person, so I'll try to connect to the technical person and get resolved the requirements.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Good. So I'll send you all the videos that has all the recordings that has been going on for the past 5 days, and this you can use it for your further reference also. And in case of any doubts, you can contact Object Automation. And if you want any communication to be made, I can also do it. You can contact through me also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
That's
Ma.
So thank you, SRM
Okay, ma'am.
students, and thank you, Shamla
Yes,
ma'am, thank
Sandhya.
you,
Thank you.
Agastya sir, thank you, Jay Chandan sir,
Thank you.
Suganya
Thank you,
madam,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Surya ma'am,
Suganya
like
ma'am and Kavita ma'am all have
and like
started.
who coordinated all the students and
Yes.
make it made a big success on this webinar. So thank you all overall for the management of SRM.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, ma'am.
Sandhya.
Thank
Thank you
you,
once
ma'am.
again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
By this, we are winding up
Thank you, Madan
this
sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
webinar. Thank you, students. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.